Welcome to the M&F Cigars. I'm Fergie.
I am Mikey.
And today we're smoking the Camacho Corojo. So, this is a 6x50 cigar that is supposed to have notes of wood with a sweet and pepper taste, which will then transform into a coffee and pepper combo, which will then finish in the final third with a peppery, leathery finish.
So, do you have any experience with Corojos, Fergie?
I have not, but maybe I've had bits and pieces of the Edge one.
So, I had... The only Corojo I have smoked so far was the Edge Corojo, which is pretty much known as the Edge's flagship, one of Rocky Patel's best-selling cigars. So the Corojo Rocky Patel Edge was very good, very smooth, very creamy. Reminded me a lot of a Davidoff Anniversario. So I'm excited for this Corojo. And this is our last cigar we're going to be doing.
This is our last Camacho series.
And then I think after that, we said we're going to do the AJ Fernandez.
True.
I think that's what we said, right?
I don't know. Either that, Diesel. I mean, I'd be down. I haven't had many AJ Fernandez, so I'd be willing to try them. All depends on what our local B&M shop has.
That's true. They've also got a decent selection of the H. Upmans.
Yeah, so we could do H. Upman next, which is another one that doesn't get seen much love.
So, got anything else to add before we do the cut in the light?
Very nice toothy wrapper, decent construction. It's got a nice wrapper leaf in total. And something I wanted to note from when me and you were talking beforehand is there's not really much scent on the nose, sniffing it.
No, this really isn't an aromatic cigar right off the bat. Nothing that really stands out, no spices, kind of just your typical cigar tobacco smell. So hopefully we'll get into this, and I am just aiming, if it is smooth, creamy,
I am happy.
And consistent, I'll be happy. So
let's get cut in the light. So this cigar has of course, Corojo wrapper with a Corojo binder as well, with a Honduran filler, and it's supposed to be a full profile cigar. We bought this for about $10.60 a cigar. Right now you're looking at about $9.80 on Cigars International, about $8.80 on JR. So definitely a lot cheaper online. But granted, you gotta keep in mind shipping and handling.
Yeah. Also probably wouldn't hurt if you're... I'm not even certain. Is Wild Bill's a Michigan-only franchise? Well, regardless, so we are in Michigan, and many places around Michigan, there's Wild Bill's. So if you got Wild Bill's near you and they carry cigars, they usually tend to have pretty decent deals on cigars. Mm-hmm. So if they carry Camachos near you, definitely recommend checking them out. Because I was able to pick up quite a few Rocky Patel Edges from there.
Yeah, well, they was like 4
price.
for $20.
Yes, I was able to pick up 4 or 5 Sumachos for $16, $17. Yeah.
For $4 a cigar, you can't beat.
Not a bad, what is it? Not a bad dry draw.
Well, that's embarrassing. Looks like the shoe's on the other foot today.
Yeah, no shit.
I just didn't put butane in it.
Oh man, I got that loose tobacco in my mouth. All right. Definitely gonna have to adjust the light a little bit, but
good flavor.
Very creamy right off the bat, which
smooth.
I was hoping to get right off the bat. So take 1 or 2 more puffs and then move on to the first third if Fergie's got no objections.
Abstained.
Overruled.
Out of order.
I don't know anymore. I don't know any more lawyer lingo. And my sister's a lawyer, but I ignore everything she says. So, okay. So before you go on the first third,
it does have that peppery
I was.
But it's not.
You beat me to the punch. It's like
If only we're smoking punches.
it's like instant and gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a little bit of a strong leather right off the note. I'm guessing that's where the full body comes from.
Yeah.
Strong leather, but it's not overwhelming, if that makes sense. It's
I'd
there.
say it's very in the background.
Yeah, it's there, but just enough to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth right off the bat, like I said. Strong leather, a little bit of pepper right off the light. So I'm ready to smoke this first third down.
We'll smoke down the first third and get back to you guys.
All right, guys. First off, look at this beautiful ash.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. We just got done smoking around about the first third. And Fergie, what are your thoughts?
It's got that leathery smoothness, creamy. That peppery in the back of my mouth went away. And it's all muddling together, whatever is there. And it's
Strong
a
so
party.
far. Let me try to get a nice retro here going real quick.
It's kind of sweet. It's got like a hint of like a sweetness in it.
Very smooth, very creamy. Like I said, I only had one Corojo so far, but the smoothness is coming back to me.
Yep.
Such a smooth cigar, honestly. These Camachos, all of them, except what, the Nicaraguan?
I think the Nicaraguan was our least favorite.
Yeah. These Camachos...
No, that's a lie. The Connecticut was my least favorite. The Nicaraguan
that's
was your
true.
least favorite.
So, regardless, these Camachos are fairly consistent with Davidoff as far as the smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you expect from, I guess, technically, what would it be? Like
The top of the cigar brand.
Yeah, well, from one of the juggernauts in the cigar world. But yeah, the black pepper is definitely gone. I don't taste any other spice. I might get like a hint of some nuttiness.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly it's just that cream and that leather, but it's not like such a strong, overpowering leather.
No, I don't feel like I'm licking a boot.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really have anything else to add. I'm happy with this. Hopefully it continues on like this.
I'm happy, and I hope it continues into the second and third.
Yeah, so.
We'll see you guys in the second. All right, we're back with the second third, and let me tell you, consistent.
Very consistent. So I'm going to get a retro in, and I don't know if Fergie's going to do the same, but then we'll give some notes on it.
Still mainly the leatheriness with maybe I'm getting the nuttiness a little more.
Still smooth.
Creamy.
That leather is the most consistent thing
Yep.
throughout it. And I gotta say, for someone who's not a huge fan of more full-bodied cigars,
I mean, honestly, I would classify this as a medium-bodied cigar
Yeah.
with the flavor profile.
yeah, I would too, because it's not very harsh. It's not very bold. I think it's a great middle of the road, and I might have to try more Corojos if these are like this. The only problem I have with mine, which I don't think it's the cigar itself, I think it's actually my band, because his band is not as tight as mine, and my band's really tight, and I think because of that, with the heat expanding, I don't know if you can see right there, but it's kind of cracking.
Focus.
Yeah, focus, hopefully. It's kind of cracked. So it hasn't really messed with the light at all. It's still very, very smooth, very even light, very nice ash. And I don't really have anything else to add.
Nope. Looking forward for the finish.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. So
We'll see you guys in third. Welcome back, guys. Third is now complete. And Mikey, what are your thoughts?
stayed very consistent throughout, even after a relight I had to do for taking a small break. So I'm very happy about that. And my expectations going into the cigar pretty much stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not someone who needs a lot of complex notes in the cigar. As long as it's smooth, got a decent flavor profile, and is consistent throughout, I'm happy. And this cigar did exactly that. Creamy, smooth throughout. The leather note was nice and not too harsh. And I couldn't really be happier.
I really think the final third is what shined. And normally the final third in most cigars is where it starts to peter out. I mean, the final final third, if not a little bit more before that, it really came out with a lot more flavors. It was still that leathery notes that was, like Mikey said, mild. It wasn't really a kick in the face, but it got complemented very nice by that sweetness. There's no peppery.
No.
There's not much peppery in it.
I can't put my tongue on it, but I will say there was a certain spice in the last third that I couldn't really couldn't like place my finger on what exactly it is. All I know was it was nice. It was subtle, and it wasn't really in your face like a Camacho would have with the spice. So I'm happy, and if you don't have anything else to say, we can get right into our rating.
We're going to get right into the rating, which is out of 20. So we're going to start with the flavor, which is, of course, out of 10.
Right.
So, Mikey, what is your thought on the flavor profile?
I am going to be bold with this Corojo. And, you know what? Dare I say a 10?
Okay.
I was very happy, even down to this nub. No stale ash flavor, very consistent, not super complex because it's not what I need in a cigar. And this is kind of my
everyday.
I wouldn't say every day. What I'm trying to say is, if I had to tell you what the perfect cigar was to me for flavor, it's this.
Okay.
This is something you don't have to think too hard about, but it's enjoyable.
Okay.
Even at the beginner and probably intermediate level, if you're into something that's not super complex with the flavor profile, I think this would be the perfect cigar for you.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 9. Not perfect. Only reason is it's my first time having it. It's my first Corojo. There's a lot I have to learn, and I know there's a lot more in the cigar that I can pick up on in the future when I have it again.
That's fair.
So definitely, like Mikey said, it's one that I would give to someone who wants to get into some more newer, darker, more in-depth cigars and would like to learn more.
I wouldn't really call this in-depth, like a deep cigar.
What I'm saying is more like people that want to get into more flavor profiles.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah.
Because
the Corojo is definitely much different from your Nicaraguan, your typical Maduro. What do you think about the construction?
I'm going to go an 8.
An 8?
7 or an 8.
Only
reason for that is I did have a point to where it kind of stair-stepped. So one side was burning very hot, the other side was not. I did have where it went uneven, but when it went uneven, it corrected itself, so I didn't have to touch it up. But then it went into that stair-stepping. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
So I'm gonna give mine a 7.
Yeah.
You know what? I am gonna go a little bit low with the 6 because mine did crack halfway through, like I showed earlier. I think halfway through the second part. However, it didn't mess with the flavor profile at all. It cracked down. It even backed out. There's no cracks anymore. So there is that. It didn't get worse. I do think the band was the issue because as soon as I took the band off, I didn't have that problem. Okay. I didn't have the cracking. So I'm going to give it like a 6.
Okay. So I'm going to give it a 17 out of 10. You're going to give it a 16 out of 10.
16 out of 20.
16 out of 20. My bad.
Very good cigar.
Definitely something I have no issue with picking up again, keeping in my box.
Yeah. And
giving to someone that hasn't smoked a cigar before. I know it's not going to ruin them. I mean, it would be a good intro cigar for sure. Novice.
If I had to rank this for the 5 cigars we've had for Camacho, which I think we should make a video, a small one, about ranking all 5 of them. I think this one is going to be in a close second place with the Ecuadorian.
Okay.
I think this one is going to be, mainly because the Ecuadorian, even though it was consistent, it was unique floral flavor, which I really enjoyed. I haven't had a cigar like that before. So I'm definitely going to put this probably second place out of the 5 we've had.
Okay. So let us know what you guys have thought about our Camacho series. And like we said in the beginning, we're going to go on to H. Upman, which is going to be a very unique one for both because we have not had many of either of them.
I've had one.
Yep. Me as well.
It was good.
Yep. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, follow, and let us know if there's something that you want us to do in the future that you might look forward to. Yep. And we'll be more willing to try. And if there's a cigar drop it in the comments. We'll be more than willing to try it and do a little short video on it.
Yeah. Make sure you follow the Instagram, link in the description, the YouTube channel. And I don't have anything else to say, do you?
We'll see you guys in the next video. Smoke on.
Smoke on.